As you begin with this chapter, please ensure that you first read the definition of property and characteristics of the right to property in customary law. The land tenure in customary law is different from common law. In order for you to be able to understand the application of the various pieces of legislation discussed in this chapter, it is important that you grasp the basics of the land tenure in terms of customary law. The main types of land tenure rights in customary law are traditional communal land tenure, permission to occupy, and the quit rent. Under the traditional communal land tenure, each community controls its own communal area, and in this area is usually divided into residential allotments, arable allotments, and reserves for grazing. The land tenure rights under this system can be obtained through the ukukhonza system. Ukukhonza is an isiZulu term which refers to a practice whereby a household under the leadership of its leader would approach another traditional leader to seek patronage as part of his people and for the purposes of acquiring land. The process of obtaining land through this system is discussed in detail in this chapter. Please read it. Permission to occupy, also referred to as the PTO, is based on the traditional communal land tenure system. The only difference is that under the PTO, the traditional leader and traditional council would recommend the granting of the tenure rights. The commissioners, later the magistrates, would subsequently approve the tenure rights by issuing a PTO certificate to the applicant. This was done after consultation with the traditional leader and his traditional council. PTOs do not provide tenure security and cannot be used as collateral. They do not convey ownership. They cannot be transferred, ceded, leased, sublet, or disposed of except with prior approval of the commissioner or magistrates. PTOs could, however, be upgraded to ownership in terms of the Upgrading of Land Tenure Rights Act. PTOs could be cancelled only by the commissioner or magistrate after a prescribed administrative inquiry. Land could also be allocated in terms of quit rent tenure system. Under this tenure system, upon surveying of land, rights were transferred by a deed registry under specific conditions. A quit rent, unlike a PTO, can be used as collateral, although the state as a grantor remains owner of the land concerned.